What's up guys, it's Drivekaider and we're back for another video for you guys today. This is HayaspeedOh from Moju Sentai Drivekaider. I know you guys are really excited for this one. I've been holding off the DX Mecha for a while because I'm taking the Dominators approach of having two separate lines at once, and Don Tajin has been revealed recently this past week. Awesome mecha, by the way. So I think it's finally time for me to show off HayaspeedOh, the main mech of Drivekaider, and also this little guy right here, which we'll get into in a second. But before I get into these guys, I want to go on a quick, little speech and just thank you guys for the support on this channel. This is the most fun I've had on YouTube since, honestly, 2018, man. Like, Ninjago, I tried to keep with the Ninjago content for like 2 years, and I tried, guys. I really did. I didn't have the passion to like keep making videos on it, and then I moved into I guess more toku tubing and focusing more on my Lego mechs and my OC Sentai universe, and it's fun, man. I'm posting my my art on my YouTube channel. It's been great. It's been great, and I want to thank you guys for the support on that. Let's get into HayaspeedOh. This, guys, is Moju Fantasia. If you guys remember Maricoja, of course, you know that Fantasia was one of the mecha. So, for Drivekaider and Maricoja, so because I did explain that Drivekaider is a sequel to Maricoja. So essentially, what happens at the end of Maricoja, Blaze becomes the king of Gua Americo Land, and Fantasia and Americo Red are sent to the Drivekaider's world, and through like heavy like damage and like you know barely hang on to life, because remember the Miracle Beast from last season, they're less machines and more organic. So they have so they are like real mythical beings that take on forms of transforming like giants, basically. So Fantasia gets turned into a Moju, which Moju, I did this translation like back in 2020. I don't remember exactly, but it's something like Racing Beast, which of course racing, it's a car theme. Well, it's less car. It was more car themed back when I developed it. Now it's more machine themed, but still vehicles and such like that. But yeah, this is Moju Fantasia right here. He is mixed with a few different colors. Translucent green, of course. Fantasia wasn't green. A few red, oranges, a little bit of pink right here. I don't know why I put the pink there, but it was neat, so that's why I did it, I guess. Yeah, overall, much more blocky looking, a lot more, machine-like, which does fit the theme. They're all machines. All the Mojo are, of course, and yeah, I just tried to make him look as machine-like as possible, and yeah, I do also think that the head just kind of does keep the organic kind of feel to it. So as much as Fantasia right here, articulation wise, it's pretty much a brick. You're not gonna get much. The head, it can move up and down, a little bit up, like about that much up and down, of course. Wings can move up and down. Tail can move up and down. This part of the head here does move up and down. Well, it's not really part of the head, but you guys can see. And the exhaust can rotate. It doesn't, that doesn't really serve any purpose, but hey, it's there. And also he has a little exhaust all around right here. So yeah, there's not really much to Moju Fantasia. He's just an actual add-on. So yeah, that's the Miracoja kind of like part of the mech. This right here is Moju HayaspeedOh. It took me a while to come up with a design that I liked, and eventually I made this, and I actually quite like it. I like it quite a bit. It looks really neat in my opinion. Yeah, if you guys can't notice, which it might be a little bit hard to tell, but back when I was breaking apart the Miracoja mechs, I did like the Miracoja mechs a lot. They were my favorites I ever made, and I didn't want to completely be rid of them. So I actually decided to keep the base of Blaze, which once we start transforming him, I'll show that more clearly. But yeah, this guy is built on the base of Blaze. It makes sense for the theming of it because it's a sequel to Drivekaider, so of course it would be the base of Miracle Blaze. And also just for convenience, why completely tear down a perfectly good mech and just, you know, use it as like a skeleton of the next one. Now, I will say that it is mostly new. Like it's like only maybe about like I want to say, not including like all the pieces, just everything that just like completely stayed. Maybe about 10% of Blaze is not in this, but 10% of Blaze that I used here. It's mostly original. It doesn't really look like I got it from Blaze at first glance. You guys probably wouldn't even have noticed unless you're a diehard fan, or or I just told you that's the only way you probably would have known. Moju HayaspeedOh is based around a cheetah and a motorcycle. So as you can see here, I took a lot of inspiration from the Drivekaider from Drivekaider, because I remember when I was playing out Drivekaider, I didn't really know how I wanted the main mech to be. I wanted it to be more like a BVA situation, because there are going to be multiple teams. If I don't think I've revealed that yet, and it was going to be a base mech and like 3 ranger components combined, as well as fantasia to make like a whole 5-piece. I didn't really like where that was going, and then when Dawn Brothers images first popped up, like I think in late December, yeah, it was late December, like I think the last week of December, that same day we got a picture of the Ride-On, and I was a really big fan of that design, and I said that could really work for Moju HayaspeedOh. So that's what I pretty much did right here. So having a closer look at him, as you can see, this part actually took me a while to come up with, but you have the windshield right here, which uses the nice translucent blue. In fact, there is another piece of translucent blue right here and right here on the back. There's also a little guy right here. Now this is actually not like Drive Red or anything. This is where Drive Red sits. This is basically the cockpit, basically. So it's basically like a machine that's a guy that's in the cockpit that's in the machine that looks like a cockpit, or it looks like the guy sitting on the bike, and then this is the cockpit. But no, this guy is actually the cockpit. Drive Red sits inside the head, or inside the body. But yeah, it's there for aesthetic, and I think it looks really good, because obviously I don't have a Drive Red figure, so I think this was the best way I could incorporate making it look like a motorbike. You got these little exhausts right here. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about like cars or motorcycles, but it's more like a what is that? A tricycle. It does have 3 wheels, of course, for stability and just like practicality. Yeah, and there's the cheetah head right up front, and again, just like Miracle, a lot of translucent parts right here. It does roll really well. Of course, it's nice rubber wheels. Of course, it's Lego, so it does roll really nicely. And yeah, I don't really have too much to say about this guy. I've been showing this guy off for like, I think almost combined 5 minutes. So that's about it for that. Let's get into some quick comparisons. Here's Moju HayaspeedOh next to Machine Fire from Machine Sentai Kira Major right here. So of course, HayaspeedOh, I'm sorry, is quite a bit longer. Well, not quite a bit longer, but he's a good bit longer. In terms of hip, if it's pretty much the same amount of mass, just like, or same amount of width, yeah, it's pretty much the same amount. He's just longer. No, neither one really feels really as heavy. I'd argue that even this guy is a little bit heavier than Fire here. And of course, Fire has plastic wheels, and he still rolls nice, but it's really loud. This guy has rubber wheels, so he rolls a lot more quietly. So that's that comparison. He's next to Robo Drive Red. So yeah, this guy is really big, not able to ride on this. Of course, that's not to scale at all. HayaspeedOh. So to do that, there's parts forming, of course. Actually, quite a bit of it. So for that, we're gonna remove the windshield, remove this bit from the middle, remove this bit from the side, remove the entire bottom section right here, and remove this bit right here. And there you go. So now you just have this cavity right here. I'm gonna set this off to the side for now. For this bottom section right here, you're gonna flip it around like that. Bring each of these sections down. Take this filler gap piece, put it right here on this side, just to kind of make it look more like a complete arm. Then for this side, you will combine these 2 sections right here. So make that plug in like that, and plug this in right on the side like that, and this will kind of fit into a little bit of a cavity right here to make that an arm. And this piece right here will plug in right there into those middle 2 studs like that, and or middle 4. And there is the upper body section. For this, it's going to be really easy. Just fold up the foot, bring this up, fold up the foot, bring this up, fold these exhausts in, kind of like separate, not separate, but like fold out the legs like that. Bring this helmet around and fold this down like that. Stand them up, fold down the head, fold up the head. This entire bottom section here, and plug it in right there to make the entire arm and shoulder section. He will fly in, and on those middle 2 or middle 4 studs, plug him in right on the top like that, and then fold up the tail, bring up his wings, and there you go, guys. There is HayaspeedOh. Alright, I don't know why I phrased it like that. That was a very weird way to say it. But yeah, this is HayaspeedOh. All fully combined. Well, I say combined, but it's really only 2 parts of the mech. But yeah, this is the full robot right here, and I think he looks really, really awesome. Definitely a very different feel than Miracle Blaze from last year, but also feels a lot more familiar, or very familiar at the same time. Very, very blocky, which is again what I was going for, because these guys are machines. And lots of variation in color. You got some translucent oranges, translucent reds, some translucent light blues, a lot of black, a lot of gray, a little bit of white. Yeah. And also, he also is, again, very, very weird looking. He doesn't actually have any real arms. You know, one arm is just a tire, which is actually a detail that I've always wanted. I thought it was a cute, neat idea, you know, his hand is just a tire. And this arm here is just the windshield, a little bit hollow. Now, I imagine if this was an actual practical suit, like in a show, of course, instead of this being hollow, of course, it would be filled out, but it's still translucent and shiny. And of course, also, this arm is also kind of like gap and spacious because, again, tire. And again, I imagine in the show, it would just be a full arm, but with a tire detail for a hand and not actually having a hand. Just like how a lot of robot hands in Sentai don't actually have actual hands. They're just part of the suit. But yeah, rotating this guy to the back. The back is a little bit basic and a little bit flat. Actually, I think the back here is completely the same from Blaze, pretty much. You even see that on the bottom, there is still that peg hole from Blaze's tail that I didn't remove. It's not used in anything for Drivekaider, not here, not for any future combinations or anything. But I still kept it, I don't know, just because I felt like it. So yeah, that's how you can really tell that this is from Miracle Blaze. And I apologize, my finger kind of got in the way a little bit from the last shot. But yeah, that's HayaspeedOh. In terms of articulation, it's a little bit limited, but I did try to keep as much as I possibly could. There's no real head articulation. The head can move up and down, of course, from Fantasia here, but that's about it. Yeah, it doesn't rotate or anything. I didn't want to add like some kind of head swivel, but no, it wasn't able to happen. But each arm can rotate 360 degrees. Well, actually, maybe this one can't. It kind of bumped into the top part there. Let's just fix that real quick. I mean, like, it can go 360 degrees if you like move it out the way a little bit, and can move up and down that far because of this piece. This arm can rotate 360, nothing gets in the way, and no elbow articulation, and neither arm has hands, so of course nothing more than that. The legs can kick forward. This little guy here does get in the way a little bit, but you know, you can like move it out and get it to kick and do the splits and stuff. And you can bend at the knee and rotate. Something I think I did improve from Megazord was the legs right here. For one, it's a very nice, big, like bulky, like robot leg, which is something that I like. But also, the knee part here covers up the knee joint here, and it makes it look more complete and less like kind of lanky. So he retains all the articulation, but he feels a lot less lanky and kind of like skinny as Blaze and other mechs and Mirror Cultures. So that's something that I do really like. But yeah, that's it for that. Size comparison, here he is next to Land Mage from Kara Major. I did compare Miracle King and Blaze last year to Land Mage. I don't remember the exact height difference. I think they were pretty close in height. Blaze was a little bit taller, I think, but they're pretty close. These guys are a bit further. Land Mage reaches to about the tire section right here, the top of the tire on this arm. Not even his shoulder. So, yeah, much bigger, or not much bigger, but bigger than Blaze from last year. I do remember I got Zenkaiyo at the end of last year, which I did compare to Miracle King. I think they're also similar in height. I think Zenkaiyo was a little bit bigger. These guys are a lot more comparable in terms of height. I think, well, of course, all this bulky stuff of Zenkaiyo is kind of in the way. Just look at the heads, but I do think that they're the same size from head to head, from this head to the other head. But of course, if you also count the wings, which is part of the head, because Fantasia is the entire head, he is taller than that. Here's Yao King. I know I did compare Bug Ranger Robo, R Ranger Robo, and Ryoja to Gao King, so they're all similar in height. I think they're all taller than him, not by too much though. But yeah, I think HayaspeedOh is the tallest main mech I've ever made. I think. Well, that are canon. Other mechs that I've made, like the Myth Beast Megazord, aren't canon to my Sentai universe anymore. So in terms of like main canon stuff, this guy is the tallest. So that's pretty neat. Finally, for comparison, here he is next to RoboDrive Red once again, and of course, as he should be, the DX mech is a lot bigger, not only in terms of height, but also in terms of like mass and width. But yeah, that's the comparison right there. But yeah, here is HayaspeedOh in a really awkward kind of like, I guess, running pose or something. But yeah, there's the articulation in the knees, and that's HayaspeedOh. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know how long this video will be, but if you sat through all of it, I do appreciate it. I'll put my Drivekaider playlist on the screen, and check out all my other Sentai mechs and other videos that I have on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video once again, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.